Welcome to our watch along of Inter Milan versus Liverpool in the Champions League. Arne Slot is just going through his post-match interview, or pre-match interview. Looking forward to his post-match interview. The team is out. That's the lineup on the bottom of the screen there. Disappointed to see Konate's playing. So it's Konate, Van Dijk, Gomez, Robertson. In midfield, we have. Sorry, just listening there to what he was saying. We have Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. Jones, and up front we have Isak and Ekiteke. Yeah, it's a strange kind of team. No Verts. Konate gets another start, which is, I don't know. Bradley's on the bench, so if he's on the bench, he could be fit. He could have dropped Konate, put Gomez in a centre half, put Bradley in at right full. Funny enough, I thought Kerkez has been playing probably a little bit better in his last two games, and Robertson gets the nod this evening. I wonder if it's just experience. Of course, there's no Salah. We all know why there's no Salah. Liverpool haven't brought Mo Salah to the Champions League because of his post-match comments, let's say. He doesn't talk too often, Mo Salah, not to the press in any way. Jamie Carragher has, on more than one occasion, got the boot in regarding how many times Salah speaks. He thinks he just does it deliberately to further his own agenda. Just Jamie Carragher's view now. You might want to watch that if you haven't seen that. Well, I suppose you have seen it. I think it's like 20 minutes, a 20-minute rant on Sky Sports about Mo Salah basically, and how Jamie Carragher just doesn't like him. Anyway. Regarding the incident itself, I was going to put something up, but I was just going to wait to see how it all panned out. I guess the manager's not happy. Liverpool players don't seem too happy either. But I don't know. I kind of feel sorry for Mo Salah, to be quite honest with you. I understand that football is a team sport. I don't think you have to explain that to Mo Salah, but I do feel sorry for him in a lot of ways. I think he has been used as a scapegoat, if you like. Results have been poor enough, performances have been poor enough, conceding terrible goals, but yet you drop your right winger, who is the guy who gets you goals. So I think Salah has been scapegoated a little bit, I do have to say. I don't agree with everything that he came out and said and how he said it, but I do believe that some of the points that he has made in the interview were quite valid. So I have sympathy for him on that. There's a lot of other players that could have been dropped, and I'll just mention one. You take Konate for example. Like, one could argue that his impact or his poor play has had a bigger impact on Liverpool's season than Salah's has, and that just seems to be the way it is. But Konate starts every game, even now when we have a viable person to play in front of Konate in Joe Gomez. He's played the last couple of games. Konate still starts. So, yeah, I have sympathy for Salah. I don't have much sympathy for the manager, to be quite honest. I think a lot of the fuss he's created himself. Even tonight, even leaving Verts on the bench, it's another strange decision. And if you look at some of the players that are not there this evening because of injuries and things like that, because playing too much, so when he had the opportunity to rest them a little bit in some games. Look, it's just all chaos as far as I'm concerned. The whole thing is just a bit chaos, disaster. It's a fucking disaster. But I've no sympathy for the manager at all. Salah not being there tonight, I suppose that was always possibly going to be a consequence. Did Salah probably know that it would be a consequence? One would have to say he's experienced enough to know that it would be. Did he pick that particular moment to try and undermine the manager, or was it more off the cuff players' reaction to a disappointing few games where he'd sat on the bench? I suppose only really Salah will know the answer to that. But one thing is certain, Liverpool aren't performing well, and I did say it's 3 games ago now that I thought Arne Slot had 4 games to turn things around. He's played 3 of them and he's only won 1 and drawn the other 2. I had thought that he would need to win at least 3 out of the 4. So it's not looking good for Arne Slot. I think Liverpool will probably lose tonight. I have absolutely no confidence or no reason to be confident. They've just shown Konaté's tackle on the Leeds player there to give away the penalty at the weekend. Absolutely, it just doesn't get any better the more you look at it. But I've no reason to think that Liverpool can go to Inter Milan tonight and win. You see on the side there, I have a score prediction. I predicted Liverpool will lose 3-0 this evening. I don't like predicting that, but I just think that the defence is so poor at the moment, and I don't see anything going forward to excite us at all. The only player that can say he's done well this season of the players that are on the pitch are probably Szoboszlai. I think everybody else has underperformed. So that's it. So regarding Salah, we're talking about on Sky News, is there a way back for Salah? I don't think there's a way back for Salah. I think Salah has probably in some way has made up his mind that he was willing to accept the consequences of whatever was going to come his way. He goes off to the AFCON now on the 15th. He definitely, I can't see him being in the match squad to play Brighton at the weekend. So then he's going to go away for a few weeks. Depending on how well Egypt do in the AFCON, he could be gone probably to the end of January or so. So I actually think we've seen the last of Mo Salah in a Liverpool jersey. I think the last time we will have seen that was against Sunderland in the second half, and I don't think we'll see him play for Liverpool again. Rightly so, the club have come out and backed the manager to a certain extent. That was always going to be the case. Whenever there's seemingly a power struggle between a player and a manager, the club are always going to go with the manager. But in saying that, I still think Slot will be fired. So we're probably going to lose both. I say Salah won't play again and Slot will be fired, because I think Liverpool will lose tonight, and I possibly think Liverpool will lose at the weekend to Brighton as well. And I think that will be the end of Slot, not before Christmas, but certainly they will have made up their mind. And I reckon in the new year, in January, Liverpool will be looking for a new manager. Well, that's how I feel about it anyway. So tonight's game, to be quite honest with you, it's a Champions League game. And I'm actually not looking forward to it. It's probably one of the highlights of the year for Liverpool fans, Champions League games. But I feel like somebody's just offered me up liver and mashed potatoes for dinner, because I'm not looking forward to tonight's game. A couple of reasons. I think the weekend's carry on has left this horrible taste in the mouth. Like, you know, it's just been a horrible feeling looking at a player like Salah and how I think has ended for him at Liverpool. He's not going to get the big send off that he deserves. I don't think so anyway. So yeah, it's just a bad taste in the mouth. So that's why tonight's game to me is like mashed potato and liver. Yeah, not looking forward to it at all. I think Liverpool will be beat, and that will be 1 win, 2 draws and a loss in the 4 games I predicted. That I thought Arne Slot would need 3 wins out of 4. So he's not going to get them. So I think we'll probably lose tonight, unfortunately. And I expect us to lose at the weekend as well against Brighton. So there you go. That's my thoughts on the Champions League game tonight. Not great, is it? But there you go. What can you do? Bad end to Salah's career at Liverpool. Terrible start to the season for Slot, but you know, I have my thoughts on Slot myself. I think he's a bit of a spoofer, to be quite honest with you. Some of the things he comes out with in his press conference are a bit, they're not great. Let's just leave it with calling him a bit of a spoofer. Anyway, that's how I see him at the moment. So, this week, or before Christmas, who would have thought at the start of the season that Liverpool fans would be talking about Mo Salah's career at Liverpool being over by Christmas and the manager gone in January? Not in a million years would I have thought of that. There is sort of an undercurrent to the thought that Salah was saying that there's people wanted him out at Liverpool. There's people wanted him out at Liverpool, and if you think about it, the money that he's on, what way would you get Salah to get out of Liverpool? How could you get Salah on the transfer list in January, so to speak? You know, someone come in and buy him. Because if he was scored and happy and everything was rosy, there's no way Salah would be looking at some sort of transfer in January. So how would you push that agenda? How would you manipulate that whole situation for Salah to be gone so they could buy somebody else and lessen the wages? Well, the simple way you would do that is bench Salah, isn't it? Because you just know Salah is not just going to sit there and he's not just going to accept the fact that he's sitting on the bench. So if you wanted somebody gone, well, you know, you do the things that you know is going to blow up, make him blow up, and then the outcome will just be a natural parting of the waves, let's say. What is it they call it? Constructive dismissal, if you're working for a company. Maybe that's the sort of business that Liverpool have got themselves into regarding Mo Salah now. Constructive dismissal. Because there's no way he was going to be ever happy with sitting on the bench. Particularly when Liverpool weren't winning and they were struggling against promoted teams like Leeds and Sunderland. So there you go. Anyway, enough about Salah. And good evening to everybody in the chat. Good luck about Salah. Good luck with him. Let's see what we have here. Luckily the Saudis will take him, so the massive contract he was on is a risk as it might have been. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Just talking about, you know, getting rid of Salah because of the contract talks, the amount of money that he's on. The Saudis certainly will come in for a lot of money, you know. And Liverpool will recoup some of that money. Maybe that's what they always thought all along, really, to be quite honest. At the start of the season, maybe that was their angle. You know, we sign him, see how he gets on. If he doesn't go well, we can probably get rid of him in January and get some of that money. So that's it. A 3-0 loss, surely it can't be that bad. Yeah, in my opinion, it is that bad. Something witty. A 3-0 loss, I have nothing to think that Liverpool will do anything good tonight, let's say. I have no confidence in them getting a win, not even a draw. Maybe it's 3-0 is probably a little bit showed how frustrated I am with the whole situation since the weekend and the last couple of weeks. But yeah, the defence is terrible. I think they can easily concede 3 goals tonight, and I can't actually see them scoring, which is why I have it at 3-0, you know. What else have we got? Hard to see a way back for him now, sadly. Nicaroo. Yeah, hard to see a way back for Salah. It looks very unlikely he'll play for Liverpool again. It looks very, very unlikely. But and it's not a great way to end. You know, the last 7-8 years, watching Salah. I suppose Salah would have had dreams of a big send-off. A big day out at Anfield, the crowd, the last match of the season and all that, and wave goodbye and bring his wife and kids out onto the pitch. and get the send-off he deserves. That doesn't look like it's going to happen now, sadly. It looks like he'll just sort of just not come back when he goes away to the AFCON. He just won't return, that will be that. I have a feeling something will be sorted in January, and that will be the end of Salah. Anyway, so tonight's game, you can put your predictions in if you think Liverpool can win. You can put them in the chat. If you think it'll be a draw, if you think Liverpool will lose, if you think Konate will be man of the match, you know how I feel about Konate. Konate won't be man of the match. Although recently Virgil van Dijk hasn't been much better. So there you go. Hey, if they do take him, can we use the funds to replace Konate? I presume you're talking about something witty about Mark Gay, or Guay, whichever. Yeah, there's lots of talk about Liverpool. I don't think he's going to go to Liverpool in January, to be quite honest with you. I think he'll probably wait. Why would he go to Liverpool now? In all seriousness, he'd probably wait till the end of the season. He'd be a free agent. He'll have lots of bargaining power. Some big teams will be coming into him. He'll get a big paycheck. So yeah, I can see him coming to Liverpool in January. I think he will there'll be a clamour for his name in the summertime. And do I think Liverpool will be involved in that? They possibly will. And if everything had gone well pre-season, he would be a Liverpool player, but it didn't, and things change, and things have dramatically, let's face it, things have dramatically changed at Liverpool. So I think he's going to wait till the summer now and see how big of a contract he can get from the likes of Bayern Munich, maybe even. Probably not Bayern Munich, but certainly Real Madrid. Real Madrid will be looking to get his name. But would he suit Liverpool? Yeah, possibly would. But yeah, it'd be the end of Konate. Anyway, I wish Konate was gone. And anyway, so I don't really care anybody but Konate at the moment. What have we got? I think we can get a draw tonight. Let's hope they get a draw. Yeah, let's hope for a draw. Let's hope for a win. I mean, it's not that I want Liverpool to lose. I want Liverpool to win. But it's just I just can't see it. But yeah, a draw. A draw would probably be. I'd say it was a good result. I'd say a draw would be a good result. Yeah. Anyway. 14 wins out of 17. I presume you're talking about Inter Milan, is it? Inter tend to win or lose. Well, they're certainly playing better than Liverpool, that's for sure. Certainly playing better than Liverpool. And they will be, even at the best of times, it would be a difficult game for Liverpool to go to Inter Milan. I don't think even if Liverpool were playing great, you could go to Inter Milan and think it was going to be that was going to be a walk in the park. It'd be a tough game. And with Liverpool's form, it's even going to be a tougher game. But yeah, well, do you know what? I would actually settle for a 1-1 draw. Yeah, I would settle for a 1-1 draw. But I hope for it. Yeah, I would take it. I would also take a win. But I think it's going to be a loss, unfortunately. So the players are coming out. I'm going to put my headphones on so I can just hear the commentary. It's a bit of a strange bench for Liverpool as well. But there you go. All that money we spent and we're in the Champions League, and the bench that we have is pretty weak. So there you go. I got a feeling in my bones. 2-1 to Liverpool. Well, if you have a feeling in your bones that it'll be 2-1 to Liverpool, I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. Yeah, the first 20 minutes will be crucial. If they stay solid for the first 20 and grow into the game. The last couple of games we've had leads that we've conceded very easily. I remember a few years ago Liverpool were playing really well under Klopp, and they'd be 3 up and you'd be still sort of sitting on the edge of the couch thinking the other team can get back into it, and that's the way it is at the moment as well. I think Liverpool are very beatable. They're easy to score against. I do think, look, if it's not going to be 1-0. Liverpool are not going to win 1-0 because they're going to concede a goal. So if they're going to win the game, they're going to have to score 2. That's how I feel. bit of a half-empty bench, totally empty. Totally empty. Players, young lad Rio, he's not even giving them any time in the Premiership, and he has them on the bench in a Champions League game against Inter. I don't understand that. Conor Bradley, yeah. But other than that, there's not much on the bench, is there? Even with Rio, sure, Rio is even unproven. So we'll have to wait and see. Listen, let's hope for a good performance anyway. I can't see Inter Milan not scoring, by the way. So, good team. Here's Virgil van Dijk. So yeah, it's Becker in goal. The team in the ticker is the team. Robertson, Virgil, Konate, Gomez, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai. It's probably our most solid midfield. Jones, Ekiteke and Isak. Right. Virgil van Dijk given the little chat before the game. Right, come on Liverpool now. Right, we're off. Yeah, Isak would want to play a good game, wouldn't he? Gakpo's injured as well. Yeah, you're quite right. No, Gakpo didn't travel. So it seems to be just a plain 4-4-2. Konate has it now, just on the halfway line. So Gravenberch in the middle now. Cross to Robertson. Plays it back to Jones. No, Inter are not pressuring much. They're sitting back. They're letting Liverpool just have the ball. Which is kind of surprising. You would imagine Inter would have been straight out at Liverpool. But they're just sitting back. Liverpool just having the ball, just passing it around. It's gone back to the goalie now. Very slow start from Inter actually. Alright, here's like a Teke out on the left. On the edge of the box, holding on to it. Being forced out now, gives it back to Robbo. Gravenberch. Oh, good ball to Isak from puts it across, poor across. Cut out by Inter Milan, just cleared up. Liverpool grab it again. Goes all the way back. Szoboszlai hits it all the way back. Konate lets it roll back to Alisson. Konate gets it back now. It's a good opportunity to see Isak and Ekitike on the same team, not just coming as on as subs, but starting the game. It would be better if Wirtz was in there. Put across. Summers just catches it. Catch and practice. He's a good goalkeeper, Summer. So now, the first time in the game, Inter really have the ball. Liverpool are pressing them. It's a soft press, so they'll just play through it easy enough. Like Jones is trying to... Isak is not going to press too much there. You see how slow he is to get across, in fairness. So Inter just pick it up in the middle of the park, and then they play through Liverpool's midfield. It's going to come out to the right now. Yeah, the Trent passes are a loss. I can't say he's defending as a loss, but his passes certainly are a loss. It sort of opens... They used to always open up the pitch. But here comes Inter now. Just passing it around. Yeah, there's actually a confidence about Inter. You can see it already. I'm not having nightmares, something with you. I'm not having nightmares about Trent leaving. I would have been one of the ones that was probably glad to see him go because of his defending, to be quite honest. The only thing that I didn't like about it is we got no money for him. I don't know, if you watch Liverpool an awful lot, you'll see the long diagonal ball that Liverpool used to always have to defend against when Trent was playing has stopped. So all the teams knew it was a get-out ball to put Liverpool under pressure. But you don't see that too much in games anymore. So, no nightmares here. I have nightmares over Konate. That's the guy that gives me nightmares. No, the defence hasn't got any better. But the long ball has stopped when Liverpool were attacking. The long diagonal ball, or just the long ball down Liverpool's right. It all depends on how solid Konate and Virgil can be. If Inter score first, then it'll all fall apart. There's confidence for you. Yeah, Liverpool haven't actually done too well when conceding first. I think they've lost, don't quote me on it now, 6 out of 7 when they've conceded first. And the other one, that was only a draw, I think. Yeah, here's Inter is a lot more relaxed. Liverpool haven't really got a hold of the ball now for the last couple of minutes. Inter just passing it around. Yeah, Liverpool's throw now. No, 6 minutes in, they haven't come close to having a shot. Then again, neither of Liverpool, but you would have expected more from Inter in the first 6 minutes. I totally agree. I was surprised when they came out and they sat back a little bit. Here's Isak down the right now. Gets fouled. So Liverpool will get a chance to put the ball in the box. Konate will get a chance to come up. Virgil van Dijk will get a chance. But you know, 125 million, you don't want him out on the right, do you? I mean, you don't want Isak out there. I've said that before. That's my opinion anyway. He just shouldn't be out there. Yeah, something with you. It's a good spot for a free kick. Szoboszlai get a chance to put it in now. Here we go. Comes across. It doesn't even beat the first man. Gravenberch. Ends up back at Liverpool's goalkeeper. It doesn't look like Inter are going to press Liverpool at all. So Liverpool are actually going to have the ball for quite a bit. I'm surprised, to be honest. Inter would have known that Liverpool are shaky at the moment. You would have figured they would have come out saying, let's get at Liverpool, let's press them hard and high. But no, they've sat off. They've allowed Liverpool to play themselves into the first 10 minutes or so. First 8 minutes. Someone has to fill the Salah void. Who do you think that's going to be permanently though? It can't be Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai can't play out there. He's not going to play Chiesa. He hates Chiesa for some reason. I don't think it's Wirtz. If you play Wirtz out there, that's a waste of a player. Wirtz should be at the top of a diamond in midfield. If you're going to play him out on the wings, sure, that's a waste of money. It's a waste of a good player. So I don't know who the long-term solution for Salah is going to be. Although we're talking like Salah is gone, which he probably is, yeah. So a long ball from Inter. That long right ball that I was talking about, diagonal ball to the right, they play it with Joe Gomez, but Joe Gomez just lets it run out. Okay, somebody's done his groin. Yeah, it is a bit pedestrian. It's a bit of a, I don't know, a mid-season sort of training type of feel to the game so far. But then again, that's been my complaint about Liverpool all season. The attitude hasn't been, in my mind, the attitude hasn't been right at all. And they've started off tonight a little bit better than I anticipated, to be quite honest. But that's a lot to do with Inter just sitting off them, I think. So here we go. Throw for Liverpool. Deep in their own half. Gomez just comes through. It's a bit stop and starty now, isn't it? Well, it doesn't really touch DeMarco, does he? He sort of clips him as he goes past him, but there was no... I thought he came through him, but he doesn't really come through him at all. No, I think whoa! Somebody's gone flying. Robertson. That's a yellow card. If there's ever a yellow card. So the two of them get cut out. He come yeah, it's not as bad as it looked, to be quite honest. Come, yeah, no, it's bad. He comes flying in, but at least it was his legs rather than his boots. He didn't come in with his boots up. No, I think I disagree with you on that. I think it's up to the home team, Inter Milan, to press Liverpool a little bit. I would have thought Liverpool would be in their rights to sit back and ease their way into the game, but Inter Milan decided to sit back and let Liverpool have it for the first few minutes. You would expect more from the home team. To be a bit more on the front foot. If you turn it around the other way, if it was at Anfield, you would expect Liverpool to start a lot quicker. Yeah, Robbo goes flying through the air there. Yeah, looking at the replay, yeah, he does actually fly through. The only thing is he's sort of, his knees are tucked up rather than his boots up in the air. If his feet were outstretched, it certainly would have been probably looked at by VAR, because it would have been sort of reckless. Just one of those things. He'd be alright. He's up and he's about. There you go. Right, so back to Alisson. Yeah, it's very slow, isn't it? A little bit of pressure from Jones, forces him back to throw. But you know what, 15 minutes in and nothing much has happened really. Szoboszlai trying to press, which brings Konate on. Konate's out of position, so they play the long block. Konate comes across, gets it back to Alisson. That was better from Konate, in fairness to him. Yeah, that's not great from Alisson, really, is it? It's just a long ball that finds its way through to the goalkeeper. Hugh Turn doesn't do great. He just puts it out for a throw. So Liverpool get it back in anyway, but it's not a great bit of football. Yeah, it all depends on what you do when you have the ball, though. Here's Curtis Jones. Come on, Jones. McAllister. Out to Robbo. Back in. See, Ekatike wasn't there. See, Gakpo would have been there. Ekatike, he's wandering into the centre, which means Robertson had nobody to give it to, so he had to come back inside. Jones again. Still Jones. Shoots. Good save from Sommer. Ekatike picks it back up again. Ekiteke. Gravenberch shoots. Sommer palms it out again. Cleared. Little bit better from Liverpool, but here's the break from Inter. The game has just sprung to life in the last 30 seconds. Another turn, another good one from Jones. Ekiteke puts it across. Isak should have been in there, but he's not. He has to chase it out. He then loses it. Inter Milan now pick it up, and they calm things down a little bit. There was about a minute of good football there in the first bit of excitement in 18 minutes. It was a decent effort, that's for sure. That's a little bit better from Liverpool the last 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, nobody there. Isak, yeah, he should have been in there. That's where we want him, in the box, waiting for those. That's where he was getting a lot of his goals for Newcastle. I know he got them from all positions, but he got a lot of tap-ins. I'm surprised with Inter. I have to say, I'm surprised with Inter. Their lack of, I don't know, confidence, enthusiasm. They've given Liverpool confidence, I think. Long ball. Close. Ekiteke nearly plays it through to Szoboszlai. Here we get a chance now. They were easy saves, just showing the shot from Gravenberch. You would expect the keeper to save them though, wouldn't you? Right, here we go. The big boys are coming up. Hopefully he can clear the first man this time. Down to the back post, another corner. Yeah, the passing is starting to look a little bit sharp something, Richie. A little bit sharp with the passes. A little bit quicker. Liverpool played better when they moved the ball quicker, that's for sure. That's been one of my arguments this season as well. They're just far too slow in moving the ball. Come on, Szoboszlai. Here we go. Gravenberch. Jones. Yeah, that was easy for the goalkeeper. That was easy. So far the corners haven't been great, I have to say. Milan just playing it around now. I think they're trying to kind of strange, kind of take the speed out of the game maybe. I don't know, I haven't seen too much of Inter Milan. But they look like they're trying to slow the game down rather than speed it up. So here we come, Inter Milan now. Di Marco was free on the left. Gravenberch cuts it out. Plays into Isak. Look where Isak is to pick up the ball. Like, you don't need him there. What is he doing there? Here we go. What's offside? Isak is playing pretty wide, but he's also playing deep. That's a foul anyway, isn't it? He catches him there. Ekatike tries to flick it with his heel to Isak, but came to no use. Jones fouls in the middle of the park. He's not happy with it. He doesn't think it's a foul. Well, his hand hits him in the face, but you know, not much in that. Of course, the Inter Milan player makes the most of it. Yeah, Inter would prefer to play it at a slower pace, that's for sure. So Gravenberch turns on it, runs with it, gives it into McAllister, gives it out to Gomez. Now you see, that's the problem not with no Mo Salah there. Szoboszlai should have overlapped Gomez to get the ball, but he didn't want to. So what happens is Gomez gives it back into Szoboszlai, and then if it has to go back out, sure, it's going back out to a full back who's not Trent, as we've already established, and it's just not going to work long term. It's just not going to be creative enough for Liverpool. So it ends back up with Alisson. And to be quite honest with you, it's 25 minutes in. Liverpool have probably had the best of the chances. They weren't great chances, but it's the best of what's happened. And anyway, and to be quite honest, I'm happy at 0-0 at 25 minutes. I'm a bit disappointed with Inter Milan in the way they've approached the game so far. From an Inter Milan perspective, obviously from a Liverpool fan, I'm delighted the way they've approached the game. Are we back? I don't know, are we back? We're back, are we? Yeah, we're having a storm in Ireland. It's crazy. I think we lost internet connection, and I think Sky and everything went down. So there we go. So we're back anyway. So that's I don't know what happened in the few minutes that I was gone, but it's still 0-0. 30 minutes in, it's still 0-0. So that's good. Is it still going strong? The Storm or the game? Oh, the Storm is still going strong, yeah. It's particularly bad. Lots of power outages around Westmeath, Dublin, Wicklow, all the sort of Midlands and East Coast. We're actually probably lucky to actually even have electricity. What's the weather like in southern England? Bit windy. No, it's been pretty poor here today now, in fairness. Lashing rain, very stormy. But listen, we're back, so that's all that matters. It's 31 minutes. The corner of Liverpool. Ball comes across. Ekiteke. Kanate has scored. Oh my goodness. I take back everything I've ever said about Kanate. Kanate has put Liverpool 1 up, but they're not happy. They think it's a handball. We'll have to wait and see. The ball is in the net. Kanate put it there, but did he put it there with his hand or did he put it there with his head? No, that's a... Oh, does he actually head it onto his own hands? I don't know whose hand it hits. It hits nobody's hands. It's going to be given. It's 1-0. Oh, they're still checking it. Still checking it. What do you think? Was it a goal? No, I can't see a handball either. I don't know if it was from the first headers. I don't think Kanate handled it. I think they might be looking at Van Dijk and Ekiteke when they jumped for the ball. Desperation from Inter. Virgil's arm was down. Well, at least that time it was. It wasn't down a couple of weeks ago. He was playing basketball a couple of games back. It's taken them a long time. I don't know why it takes so long. No, I actually think it hits Van Dijk's hand. It's hard to see with his head there, but I think it hit Van Dijk's hand. Yeah, I actually, from that angle that you showed, I think it's come off Van Dijk's hand. I hope not, because that would be 2 handballs, wouldn't it? No, it doesn't look like it. No, it doesn't look like it there. But from the other angle, it looked like it. So Bozzolo is trying to explain. They're taking a long time over it. It's very long. I don't like it. Yeah, the commentators are saying VARs for clear and obvious. But if it's taken so long, they're actually trying to find a reason to disallow the goal. That's not clear and obvious now, is it? No, I didn't see a clear... Nick Nakaru, I didn't see a clear handball either. But he's been sent to the monitor. And I mean, if they can't see it clearly, so how is it clear and obvious if it takes them so long to look at it? What was it, 3 minutes? Nearly 4 minutes probably? It has to be clear for it to be disallowed, surely. Doesn't look like handballs from what I'm seeing here now. Now, they're showing Van Dijk heading it onto Ekiteke's hand, but I don't know. Yeah, they're going to disallow it because it change. I think because it changes the natural path of the ball, and you can't gain an advantage from an accidental handball in the box. So I think they're going to disallow it. Handball. Yeah, no goal. Yeah, when they took them so long. It took them so long. Just no luck. But, you know, he's so close to the ball. Like, I don't understand this whole stupid handball thing. And anyway, it's not clear and obvious. I mean, if it was a defender, it wouldn't be given as a penalty because of close proximity. But yet, the goal is ruled out. I don't know. Listen, still 0-0. Oh, here come Inter Milan. Maybe that'll wake Inter Milan up because they've been pretty much docile for the first 36 minutes. Oh, that was too easy to get away from Ekitike. That's pure blocked down from Van Dijk. But they have to be given Ekitike now a verbal because that was too easy. They're claiming handball now. No, it's going to be a corner. They're getting a handball for that. So let's see if Liverpool's defensive corners has improved anything over the last few weeks. Do you know the way things are going? I wouldn't surprise me if Inter Milan actually scored from the corner now. Ball comes across, cleared by Isak, very good. Inter recycling it now down Liverpool's left. Ball comes across, Van Dijk heads it clear. Ekitike kicks it, misses it. Di Marco fouls him, gives a free kick to Inter Milan. Well, it's a free kick, but it's not a yellow card. Surely it's not a yellow card. Ekitike kicks air, the ball bounces, he has another go at it. Yeah, it's a yellow card. What is he doing? He just kicks through him. Well, there's that handball against Van Dijk. You know what? That actually looked worse in the replay than it was in real time. Right. Here we go. That was close. That was very close. Oh, I think he had it covered, but that was close. Barella is a good player. That was very, very close. It just turned out at the last minute. Thank goodness. You had it covered. I like your confidence. So 39 minutes, still 0-0. Liverpool have the better of it, I think. Might be my imagination, but I think Inter are starting to speed things up a little bit. Little bit more direct. And as I say that, they stand on the ball at the back. But it might be in my imagination, but I think they've just sort of speeded up. Not a huge amount, but just a little bit quicker, and it's causing Liverpool trouble. Yeah, maybe it was the disallowed goal. Sort of woke them up. Oh, here they come. DiMarco is making the space. Gravenberch does well. Alisson slides out with it. Does he save it? No, it's going to be given as a corner. Gravenberch did well to get back to him. Good covering from Gravenberch. It was a great run by DiMarco. He cuts right across the pitch, which left the space for the midfield player. So Liverpool have been under a little bit of pressure over the last 3 or 4 minutes. And Inter Milan have another corner. It's a good one. Jones half clears it, but it runs up. It runs out. Inter Milan have it now. Coming back again. DiMarco puts it across. Hits somebody's back. Yeah. Inter Milan have definitely done more in the last 4 minutes than they have in the previous 36, 38 minutes. It bounces for him. It was always going up the way he was approaching the ball, and anyway. I noticed they're trying to save Alisson's hamstrings. He's not kicking the ball out at all. I don't know whether anybody has actually noticed that or not. So I'm thinking that he's probably not still 100%. I don't know, lads. Isak hasn't touched the ball, has he? He hasn't done anything constructive in 42 minutes at all. Ekitike is not much better, in fairness. Look at Liverpool looking pretty toothless up front at the moment. Yeah, I meant over the last couple of games, though, that he's been back. He hasn't really been kicking the ball out. And Isak, you're dead right. Isak does need a service. He does need a service. I get into trouble with a lot of my Liverpool friends when I tell them that I always thought that Isak needed Liverpool more than Liverpool needed Isak, to be quite honest with you, during the summer when that whole saga was going on. Just because of the way Liverpool play, which is totally different to the way Newcastle were playing. Short corner, DiMarco on the edge of the box. It's going to come across now. It's blocked out. Isak tries to run with it and falls over. It's not given a free kick. I think he just falls over, to be quite honest with you. DiMarco has it now. Inter on the edge of the box. Comes across, Alisson grabs it. Yeah. How many corners? You mean against Liverpool? Well, they had, was it 2 or 3 in the last 4 or 5 minutes, wasn't it? Isak Isak partly what's put Salah out of joint. I think Arne Slot is what's put Salah out of joint, to be quite honest with you. Ekitike. He's going nowhere. He's actually going nowhere. He's actually going nowhere with the ball. There's only room for one main man. Well, then Liverpool are in serious trouble because they've spent a fortune on Ekitike, Isak and Wirtz. So if there's only room for one of them, I don't know where they're going to play them. It's 7 minutes, actually. 7 minutes. That was probably for the VAR. Because nothing much happened. There was a couple of injuries, wasn't there? 1 or 2 stoppages, but not 7 minutes worth. Not 7 minutes. Isak is cheaper. Oh, you mean on a weekly amount? Yeah, Salah's 400 grand a week. So Gomez wins the header and then gives away a free kick. Gomez flying through the air there. So I would presume that Arne Slot is pretty happy with the first half, I have to say. I expected Inter to be a little bit better, to be quite honest, judging by their recent form. And judging by Liverpool's recent form, I expected it to be a tough night for Liverpool. So I presume that Arne Slot is happy enough with 0-0 at half time. Liverpool look a little bit more solid than they've looked in previous games. Going forward, they don't look like they've solved that problem at all. Not in the first half, in any way. Isak and Ekitike are not really linking up together as a front two. Liverpool seem to be playing two separate strikers. The two of them don't seem to be linking up well together. Hopefully that will improve in the second half. Sometimes Isak is, for my liking, is a little bit too deep and a little bit too wide. And I know Ekitike likes to drift into the middle as well, but put a cross from Inter Milan. Nobody there. Runs out to the far side. They pick it up. Di Marco's in the box, puts it across. Cleared from Van Dijk. Di Marco is all over the place for Inter Milan. He's out on the left, he's out on the right, he's in the middle, he's everywhere. Which is dragging the Liverpool defenders everywhere. Yeah, so I think overall Slot will be happy, but Liverpool need to improve in the second half. There needs to be better connection between the midfielders and the forwards. And the two forwards need to connect a little bit better together. That's how I see the first half. Happy enough. The question is, who can step up in the second half? I think Inter will improve in the second half. I can't actually see Liverpool improving a hell of a lot in performance-wise. They may get a goal, but I don't think the overall performance will increase that much because it just doesn't look in them at this moment. And I think Inter Milan are playing probably below their better form, so I can see them improving in the second half. That's just me being a little bit pessimistic, but that's how I see it at the moment, judging on Liverpool's recent performances. That's how I'm seeing it. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Liverpool come out in the second half after gaining a little bit of confidence from the first half and really push on. I don't know. It has almost a boxing match feeling. Inter absorbed so much pressure, got hurt, and now they are just swinging now. Yeah, you could say that for all the effort. Liverpool, they got the goal, but it was a handball. And other than that, other than a couple of shots from outside the box, they haven't created too much. But Inter Milan likewise have created nothing. So the second half will be interesting. We see who uses the first half break, the half-time break better. Because Liverpool haven't been using the half-time breaks very well. They've been coming out really slow at the start of second halves. I expect more from Inter Milan in the second half. I pretty much expect the same from Liverpool, but hopefully a goal to add to it. Here comes Inter Milan in the box. DiMarco out under DiMarco now again. Bastoni puts it in. Header! Good save from Alisson. See? So you could say that was probably the better chance of the best chance of the first half, really. The most clear-cut chance, but it was a great save from Alisson. Yeah, top save from Alisson. Although, to be quite honest with you, Marmardashvili, I thought was unlucky to come in when Liverpool were playing so poorly. Because I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper, to be quite honest. And I think he will be the natural new goalkeeper for Liverpool. As much as I would like it to have been Queevy and Kelleher, he was never going to be Liverpool's number one. That's a great save from Alisson. It's a great save. Van Dijk is slow to react to the ball coming in, I have to say. But it's a great save. Yeah, as I was saying, Marmardashvili, I felt a bit sorry for him. But there you go, that's football. He got his chance in a Liverpool team that weren't playing very well. But he is a good goalkeeper. And he will be the natural keeper for Alisson. Because I think Alisson will probably move on in the summer. We'll talk about that after in the second half if you want. But I do think Alisson will move on at the end of this season. Alright, that's it for the first half. I'm going to go grab myself a nice cup of tea and look forward to the second half. I'll be back at the start of the second half. if I stick on my mic, you'll be able to hear me talk. Yeah, I don't know where you're watching the game, but I'm watching it on Premier HD. It's the only one that's shown here in Ireland. And the lads were saying on the panel that they don't think the goal should have been disallowed. There you go. The more I see something with you, the more I see it, the more I think it should have been allowed. It's crazy. Yeah. Oh, it's annoying. That's what it is. Because we'll see something in the games tonight elsewhere or at the weekend that'll be quite similar and it'll be given. So, yeah. Take these off. The whole handball thing drives me crazy sometimes. But that's football, isn't it? Feels like you could do with Wirtz on the pitch. I take it you're not a Liverpool supporter. I feel like you could do with Wirtz on the pitch. Yeah, I was surprised Wirtz didn't start, to be quite honest. I was really surprised he didn't start. This guy needs to be played. He needs to find a rhythm. And he's not going to find his rhythm if he's playing and then he's not playing. And I know what Slot will say. Slot will say he's trying to manage his minutes. But come on, for feck's sake, like, manage his minutes. The guy has to play. He has to get into the rhythm of the Premiership. And he's not going to do that with a stop-start. Tonight would have been a good night for him, I think, because as you said quite earlier in the chat, that Serie A footballer is a bit slower. It's a bit more pedestrian, almost like German football to a great extent, and that's where Wirtz obviously made his name. And I think tonight's game would have suited him. But yeah, there you go. The manager makes the calls. He's going to live and die by the teams he puts out. And so far tonight it's 0-0. I'd say he'd be happy at half time. But yeah, a good show for Wirtz, I would imagine. It's the kind of game where he'll get space. Yep, definitely get space. Just as I said, it's more like German football. Lots of space in midfield. There's actually lots of space in midfield tonight, actually. I'll expect we'll see him before long. I wouldn't hold my breath on that. Arne Slot is so bad for making substitutions. I think he always makes them too late in games, always about 10 or 15 minutes later than if I was the manager I would make them, but I'm not the manager obviously. But yeah, very seldom makes changes at half time. Surprised he brought on Salah at half time against Sunderland, even though I was looking for him to come on. But I'm surprised he did it at half time. I'll be very, very surprised if he makes a change at half time tonight. I reckon we won't see any changes till the 70th minute. By then the game could be still 0-0 or Inter Milan might have taken the lead or Liverpool might have taken the lead, but I think he very seldom makes any changes when it's still 0-0. That's what I think about Arne Slot, and I will be unlikely to see Wirtz before the 70th minute. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Quite possibly could be wrong. My wife says I'm wrong all the time, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching along. My kids told me, well, they're not kids, they're men. They said I would probably get banned pretty quick on YouTube, but I actually control myself pretty well so far because I can get pretty emotional watching football. They said if I get 100 likes by the end of January, they'll send me and the missus on a weekend away. So, hey, send us on a weekend away. Yeah, it's a brand new channel. So yeah, send us on a weekend away. Give us a little like and subscribe. So Rio, well, he's not warming up. He's just out on the pitch kicking the ball. Kerkez. Will we see Kerkez? I was kind of surprised he didn't actually start Kerkez tonight. I don't know whether he is tuned in at the start. But in games where he hasn't been playing well, he's started him. But I thought he's been better in the last couple of games. I gave him some stick earlier on in the season for how bad he was. But I thought in the last couple of games that Kerkez was actually better. And I was surprised he didn't start him tonight, to be honest with you. Just for his ability to be able to get up and down, his energy. I know he probably went for experience with Robertson, but I thought for tonight particularly that Kerkez's energy would have suited the game a little bit more. And I didn't think I'd be saying that 5 or 6, 7 games ago, to be honest with you. So here they're coming out for the second half. As I said, I don't think there'll be any changes. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a change from Milan though. Although they were better in the last 5 or 6 minutes, wasn't it? They put Liverpool under pressure. Yeah, I think we are actually going to... No, we're not. Right. So let's hope for more of the same, but just a little bit better. Maybe a goal. My 3-0 prediction, by the way. Yeah, I think I might have made that when I was still pissed off with Arne Slot and the whole Liverpool thing. But I wasn't going to change it. But I don't think it'll be 3-0 tonight. Although, if you do look back on the Leeds game, I did get the score draw right. Which I wish I was wrong, but I did predict a score draw. Anyway, we're off for the second half. There we go, we're off. Yeah, they did make the forced changes, that's true. I forgot about that. I forgot about the forced changes for Inter. You're quite right. One of them was in the first couple of minutes, wasn't it? First 5 or 6 minutes. It's kind of a soft free kick there. Now let's hope Liverpool start the second half a little bit better than they have in previous games. They've been sleepy when they've come out for the second half. They're pressing high now. Oh, Isak gets it. Isak shoots. Don't know why he shot from there. That's desperation. That's desperation to get a goal. He should have just took his time. Just play it across. There, he shouldn't have shot there. He should have just played it. Sabozalai is looking for it. McAllister is looking for it. Keep being wrong about my predictions. Yeah, I don't mind being wrong about my predictions. As long as I predict a Liverpool win and they don't get the win, that's when I'm unhappy. Sabozalai tries to flick it on to Ekiteke. Now here come Inter. Out on Liverpool's right. Barella puts it across. It's too high. It's going to go out for a goal kick. Right, here we go. Well, there's a long ball from Alisson that probably just disproves what I was talking about in the first half. Gravenberch in the middle, looking for somebody to give it to. Isak is... Come on, Isak, wake yourself up, like. The connection is a little bit glitchy. I think the storm is still having its effect. TV just flashed there. Anyway, if we do go, we'll try to get it back again. Don't forget to join us at the weekend as well for the watch along of the Brighton game. Oh no, wait, I won't be doing that. I'll be working. Damn work that's in the way of fun. Oh, here come Inter. Puts it across. Oh, it was poor ball from Mkhitaryan. He just rushed it. He should have waited. It was just too quick. He had time to wait. Here comes Gravenberch. Szoboszlai in the middle. Isak. Come on, Isak, do something. Cuts inside. Gives it to Jones. Out to Gomez. Gomez. I don't know whether that was a cross or whether that was a shot, but it turned out to be neither. It just went wide. I don't think Inter will be too disappointed, still 0-0, but they'll need to open up at some stage and to go for it. I mean, they are the home team. Liverpool are pressing high now. Szoboszlai in quick. Gives a little bit of a free. Bastoni sort of just drops to the ground. Yeah, he just sort of jumps into it, but Szoboszlai. Arne Slot is not too happy. It wasn't very clever from Szoboszlai though. Anyway. Virgil van Dijk doesn't know where it is. Kanate wins the second header. Mkhitaryan gives it to DiMarco. Back out to DiMarco. Bastoni puts it back in. And Kanji, our favourite old Man City player. DiMarco again. Oh, this is okay from Inter Milan. They're pinning Liverpool back. Oh, he should have slipped it through to DiMarco. Offside. That was alright. Liverpool held their shape really. There was nowhere for Inter Milan to go. Yeah. They held their line well. Yeah, I can't see them. I can't see Inter Milan getting anything away to Dortmund if they have Dortmund away. Not playing like this. Not this Inter Milan team. I don't know. Isak just. There's something. There's something on. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. But he looks unsure of himself, Isak, doesn't he? Almost like he doesn't know what to do. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh on him. Maybe it's the money. The 125 million. Probably expected more, especially after looking at him last year. The last couple of years. But he just looks unsure of himself. Almost like a boy playing football with men sometimes. I think Inter Milan are starting to just put the press in the middle of the park a little bit more now. They weren't doing that in the first half. They're just letting Liverpool have it, but now they're kind of pressing them a little bit. Not a hard press, just pushing on top of them a little bit, making Liverpool play the passes a little bit quicker. Now Isak gets it and turns. Gives it to Robertson. Back to Gravenberch. Gives it to Jones. Jones has to go back and collect it. He gives it to Szoboszlai. Gomez. Jones. Come on, Jones. Gomez again. Back to Konate. It's going to go back to the goalie. Yeah. Yeah, now here's Inter are pressing. They're pressing Liverpool more. Here we go. Here comes Inter now. Bad pass, almost through. Just couldn't get control of it. Szoboszlai is a little bit quiet tonight. Ekateke. Just looking for somewhere to pass it. Just looking for a ball they can put through. But there's no space. There's no space for Liverpool to pass into at all. And there's nobody moving because they know they're not going to get the ball. Like Isak and Ekateke are stationary in the middle there. Just standing there. They have to make little runs. They have to create the space. I think you're missing wingers. I think that was the whole problem with the whole Salah thing. Everybody was saying Salah can't take on somebody anymore. That if you look at he's losing all his 1-to-1s, he can't take on the defender. And Gakpo was cutting inside all the time. So we still have the same problem tonight, even with Salah out of the team and even with Gakpo out of the team. We have nobody going down the side to cut the ball back, to open it up, to create space. So you're dead right. There's no natural wingers out there. And every time we get the ball out on the either the left or the right, it's Isak or it's Ekateke. And they naturally want to play in the middle. And they just keep cutting back in. So it's the same problem. No Gakpo, no Salah, but it's still the same problem. So the man who would change it would be Wirtz. But there we go. We're nearly up to the 60th minute now and there's no sign of Wirtz. Gravenberch, here we go. So that's the first. It needs to be break. There's a little run, but they both make the same run. Ball comes back across. Ekateke and Isak, they both make the same run. Watch it. Look at them, both on this. Look, that's just pure. Isak is the player that can see where Ekateke is going, so he should hold his run or go the opposite way. But he just follows him. Here we go, long throw. Gomez, that's a very good one. It's up in the air. Konate, instead of jumping for it, tries to wait for it to come down so he can get his big foot on it. But it would have been given as a free. Here we go. Jones, too slow on the ball, gets caught. Inter Milan are going to come away with it. Looking for a break. It's cut out. Gomez does well. The ball is bouncing around. Here come Inter Milan. Di Marco is going to get it on the left now. Barella cuts inside. Here we go. Martinez shoots, it's blocked down, comes back out. Inter Milan have it on the edge of the box. Liverpool have got back. It comes across, there's no one there. Joe Gomez doesn't get any communication for Alisson, so he just heads it out for a corner, when he could have easily just nodded it back to Alisson. A short corner, back to DiMarco, puts it across. Van Dijk gets his head to it. He's fouled. It's a free out. Did you miss much? You missed 4 or 5 goals. No, you didn't miss much. Inter Milan had a quick break, but it came to nothing. Oh, here we go. He tries to backheel the player in, but that was poor. Milan come again. Gravenberch half clears it. Van Dijk. Liverpool get a free just as well. So I don't think it's been a great match. I think Liverpool with Arne Slot would settle for a 1-0 win. Would he settle for a draw? Because that means in the last 4 matches there's been a win and 3 draws. But he'll say, "Oh, sure, we're undefeated in 4," but that's not the way to be looking at it. Like, bad pass. Martinez was true if the pass had been better. Szoboszlai plays it all the way across to Robertson, who gives it to Ekiteke on the wing. He's going to cut back inside. Of course he is, because he doesn't want to go on the outside. He shoots. It's a good shot, but it's easy for the goalkeeper. But he doesn't want to go out on the outside. He's going to do exactly what Gakpo does all the time as well. He's just going to cut back inside. Gomez has had a good game. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's never going to do anything spectacular, but I think he's been solid, really. He's done well since he's come back into the team. Robertson. Isak is looking for it, and Robertson delays it. Takes an extra touch or two. Isak has to hold his run, which means he's just ends up giving it back towards Jones, who gives it back into Robertson. Szoboszlai is going to shoot. Blocked down. Throw to Liverpool. The draw to Leeds was desperate. It really was. Yeah. You're dead right. It was a bad draw. If ever there's a bad draw, there's good draws and there's bad draws. That was a bad draw. That's a draw that feels like a loss, to be quite honest. Particularly since Leeds, I mean, they did have the good result against Chelsea before that, but I mean, they're not exactly world beaters, Leeds, you know. They're just a solid team of professionals, workhorses, and that's in my opinion, of course, like, you know. But yeah, felt like a loss to me as well. Here come Inter Milan, puts it across. It's cleared by Szoboszlai. Inter pick it up. Turan shoots. Wide. McAllister gets nutmegged. Turan hits it. Just doesn't get his foot around it. It's about a foot wide, maybe a little bit more. Alisson had it well covered, and anyway. So here we go. Come on, Gomez. That's a foul. Doesn't give it. Gives a throw to Inter Milan. Things are starting to heat up a little bit. Here come Inter Milan. Barella puts it out wide. Edge of the box, chips to the back post. There's nobody there. Kanate just heads it over the bar. He gets a shout. He gets a clap from Van Dijk. But he had so much more time. It's just about awareness of what's around you. And he didn't know there was nobody around him. And he just heads it out for a corner. So instead of the ball being in Alisson's hands and kicking it out, Inter Milan have a corner now. Yeah, Kanate loves giving away corners. That's right. Yeah. He just loves giving away corners. Here we go. It wasn't a great it bounces up nicely for him. Oh. I think it was well wide from Barella, but it did bounce up nice for him. Yeah. Miles wide. Looked closer on the TV. Goes miles wide. High and wide. So, 66 minutes in. 0-0. Not overly exciting. No sign of a change for Liverpool. Which would indicate to me Arne Slot is happy. Szoboszlai. Jones. That's a free, surely that's a free. Yeah, there you go. He fouled him about 3 times before the referee blew the whistle. Somebody's making a substitution, I think. Yeah, here we go. 3 minutes earlier than I thought. So I guess that's a bonus. Gomez, he's pointing at him. Gomez didn't look happy to be coming off, actually. Isak gets substituted again. I mean, come on, like. So Vert's on. Probably should have started, but that's the manager's prerogative. I presume Ekateke will go centre forward. I'm hoping Verts is going to play in the middle, but it looks like he's just going to put him out on the left. Here we go. Oh, Ekateke swipes, missed, blocked. Gravenberch, Conor Bradley's first action in the game, puts the good ball across the box. Ekateke swings at it. The shot is blocked down. I mean, it's really good from Bradley. He takes it on his chest, puts it straight across. Blocked down. Gravenberch probably should have hit it first time instead of trying to take a touch, but it did come at him pretty quick. McAllister taken out of it. Good tackle, the referee says. And then he says a free. It looked like he was letting it go at first. Here we go. It's He does get the ball. He gets the ball, but he sort of gets sandwiched between two of them. I think it's Martinez that sort of just pushes over McAllister. It's probably not actually the tackle at all. It's more what Martinez was up to. So, chance for Liverpool. Is it too far for Szoboszlai? I don't think it is. I think he'll be having a crack at this. He doesn't look like he's interested in having a crack at it. Maybe he thinks it's too far. But I've seen him score from there before. Oh, I think he's going to have it. I think he's going to hit this. I've seen him score for Hungary from this distance. No. He'll be the next thrown under the bus. How many? I should have put up a poll, shouldn't I? How many players do you think this season Liverpool will throw under the bus? Inter. Van Dijk, here we go. DeMarco out on the left. Puts it across. Ali's going to collect it. It's not a great cross. Easy for Alisson. Yes, Verts comes looking for the ball. Yeah, he wants to be on the ball. Kanate on the halfway line gives it out to Bradley. Ekateke is getting his shirt pulled off him. Referee lets the advantage go. Jones and Van Dijk playing a little bit of 1-2s together, and Jones loses it, has to stretch for it. He's after injuring himself, and Inter Milan have it. Van Dijk gives it back to Alisson. Bit sloppy, but Jones is still down injured, I think. Yeah, so is Mkhitaryan. Yeah, Jones just goes through. Catches his ankle, does he? I think he catches his ankle. Yeah, I think Jones is given out, but I think he deserves a yellow card for it, in fairness. Oh, there's a bit of pushing going on now. Arne Slot is saying, don't lose your heads. But, a bit of passion wouldn't go amiss, like. I don't mind seeing a bit of passion. Jones is still not happy over something, but it was him that dived in. I don't understand what his reaction is about, unless something happened after the camera went away. But it was Jones that dived into the tackle. Robertson heads it back to Allison. Allison again gives it out to Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley gives it back to Konate. Van Dijk was looking for it, so Konate gives it to him. Jones gives it back to Konate, back to Jones. That's what got them into trouble in the first place. There we go, Jones again. Supposedly, I don't know about that now, to be honest with you. Don't know about that. Right, 15 minutes to go. I have to say it's kind of tailed off in the realms of excitement, that's for sure. It has that feeling to it that both teams are just happy as it is. The new system for the qualifying of the Champions League probably makes these sort of games a little bit less important, if that makes sense. You have a good few bites of the apple, so to speak. But it's like, it's geared towards having the bigger teams in the later stages of the... Here we go. Ekateke's through. Too strong from Verts. Keeper clears it. It's sort of like the World Cup draw and stuff. It's just geared towards having the bigger countries this time round make sure they get to at least to the quarterfinals. Makes it more difficult for smaller nations to pull off shocks. And so it is with the Champions League, with the new system. It just makes it a little bit more difficult for what would be considered smaller clubs to get into the later stages of the competition. Figuring the more games you play, the more chances you have. Cream coming to the top, let's say. No, you don't have to be that good to reach the playoffs. Which... it just backs up what I was kind of saying, that, it's just to make sure the bigger clubs always get there. At least in the 4-team group system, you had a chance of there being a shock. You know what I mean? Like, there was actually a chance of it happening. But it doesn't look like in this new setup that there's ever going to be... I'm not saying it happened very often, but it was always there. You always felt that there could be a shock, You would see the groups coming out and you would say, oh, Liverpool or Man United might have a little bit difficulty getting out of that group. And it would add interest to it. So on paper we get bigger games, at the start of the Champions League, like we get Inter Milan, we get Liverpool, we might get Liverpool play Real Madrid, which we had, we might get Barcelona. Games which you probably generally wouldn't have gotten until you got to the quarter-final stage or something like that, But do they mean as much? Time will tell. Time will tell. The argument for it was that you'd get better matches. Is it the second or the third season of doing it this way? I don't really think the quality of the games are any better. I don't know, maybe I'm just being fussy. I mean, look at Paris Saint-Germain last year. They just barely got through. And they went on and won it. I can't remember how many games they lost. I think they lost 4 games. I could be wrong. I think they lost 4 games. Conor Bradley tries to take, puts it across. DiMarco blocks it down again. Yeah, the tournament doesn't start until the knockouts. Oh, Bradley! A good chance for Bradley. The angle was tight. Would have been difficult to get it past the goalkeeper from there. It's the only goal without a game tonight. Thank goodness. Who would have thought? Yeah, we do get lots of goals, but that make the game any better. I know you get goals, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just... I don't know. Maybe I just like the old way. Then again, I remember when it was just a straight knockout. Home and away games, so... Before it was called the Champions League, just called the European Cup. I suppose people will grow up with this system and just think it's the most amazing thing ever. But there you go. Take short fierts. Never going to worry the goalkeeper. It was a weak shot. I wouldn't say that too soon. I can't see Inter winning this because there's an accident in Liverpool. That's for sure. There's a mistake, and whether Inter will capitalise from it is anybody's guess. But yeah, I'm never too confident these days about Liverpool not just turning up an own goal, no matter what minute it's in. But if there is a goal, hopefully it's a Liverpool goal. I don't know if either team deserved to win it, actually, to be quite honest, when I reflect on the game. They've both had their little moments of playing well for 5 or 6 minutes. No team has really dominated. I suppose probably Inter Milan probably had the best chance, but Conor Bradley just had a good chance. So I'd say it's pretty even all round. Liverpool had the disallowed goal, of course, but yeah, I don't know. Would a draw be a fair result? What do you think? Sometimes in these kinds of games, it's about keeping it solid and nicking something. Yeah, I remember the PSG game when they were outplayed for the entire game. Here we go. Florian Wirtz goes down looking for a penalty. He's never getting a penalty for that. Remember the PSG game, they were outplayed for the entire game and they came away with a win. So anything is possible. Kanate just pushes. Just pushes him over. Yeah. First, still actually get a little tug on his jersey by Bastoni, but he's not getting a penalty for that. Oh, well then if they're checking it, it's going to be a penalty. He clearly pulls his shirt. So if VAR have picked up on it, Florian Wirtz's shirt is pulled, so it's a definite penalty. There you go. There you go. That's a penalty. It's not a big pull, but it's a pull. How big of a pull does it have to be? So I presume Szoboszlai will take the penalty. 1-1 is a good, 0-0 is a good result. No, I think it's no. Is it a soft penalty? I think it's a soft penalty. Yeah, I think it's a soft penalty. But there you go. You can clearly see it there. He gives them a little pull. How big of a pull does it have to be? He doesn't hold on to it for too long, but it's a pull. Wirtz falls to the ground like he's after being shot. The referee is going to give it. He's going to give the penalty. What is he doing now? He has to make a big deal of it. So you bringing the captains together for what? What is he bringing the captains together for? It's either a penalty or it's not a penalty. He's given the penalty. There's no need to make a big song and dance about it. Just give it. If it's a penalty, give the penalty. If it's not a penalty, tell them it's not a penalty. So here we go. Will they score? Will they not score? I'm presuming Szoboszlai will take the penalty with no Saka. Ekitike might want it, but I think Szoboszlai will get it on being the senior player. Yeah, there we go. Smash and grab. I would say a well-controlled victory for Liverpool. Go on now. 87th minute. Here we go. Szoboszlai. Go on, bury it. Yes. I'm telling you. Smashes it, let's go. They need to sometimes. It's like crazy call from VAR. Is it a crazy call from VAR? Yeah, I personally think it's a soft penalty. We've seen penalties for much worse not being given, but there you go. But what I am going to say is Arne Slot is a lucky manager. He really is. I think he's a lucky manager. And not looking in a way that's Liverpool are having a great season, but I think he's lucky he hasn't been sacked before now. And I think he's got a much needed win that'll quieten some of the people banging on the door looking for his resignation or for him to be sacked. So on the face of it, you'll say Liverpool going away in the Champions League to Inter Milan and winning 1-0 is a good result. But the reality of it is it's a poor performance. Inter Milan don't look that good, in fairness. Liverpool haven't really played very well. They've played well in bits. They've had a couple of chances. And probably lucky to be at 1-0 at the moment, but the game is not over, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if Inter Milan scored. Wouldn't surprise me if Inter Milan score. It really wouldn't. I have zero confidence in the Liverpool defence. Szoboszlai picks it up. Wirtz now. Szoboszlai again. Gives it back to Wirtz. Back into McAllister. Liverpool are breaking. Could they get another? Szoboszlai. Conor Bradley. They've slowed down a little bit. Inter Milan have funneled back. Liverpool are heading backwards. Back to Konaté. He plays it through the middle. Up to Gravenberch. Out to Wirtz. Comes inside. Ekitike. Gets it back from Wirtz inside the box. Oh, he should have went down. He caught his ankles. He should have went down. It would have been more of a shout of a penalty than the one that they got. So the 90 minutes up. They haven't said how many they're going to play yet. Hasn't come up. Six minutes. We're going to go 6 minutes. Yeah, not too far off. It was 6. Getting the gift after being robbed of a goal. It balances out. Well, you can look at it that way. Where did they get 6 from? Who knows? Few substitutions. The VAR, the penalty. Couple of injuries to Jones and the Italian or the Inter Milan player. That took a minute or two to sort out. Here comes Inter Milan. McAllister's gone down injured. His hamstring. There we go. That's great. That's all we need. I don't know whether it's cramp or whether he's pulled his hamstring. It looked like he just kicked it away. Get out of second gear. I don't know if it's a case of Liverpool. You're talking about second gear. I don't know if it's a case of Liverpool playing within themselves. I really don't. Because you could say that if they've been turning out good performances, I guess. You could say, oh, they only needed to play in second gear. But I think the performances have been so poor that they're probably playing as good as they can play at this present time. That's just my honest opinion. There we go. Inter Milan turns on it all the time in the world. Gets a shot. Pulls it across. He's looking for a corner. He's going to get it. Martinez gets all the time in the world to turn in the box and get off a shot. It's not a great shot, but he still had enough time to get it off. Here we go. Here comes the corner. Played in. It's Alisson catches it. He just needs to hold on to it for a second now. What's the rush? He kicks it up. Robertson couldn't control it. So Arne will count it as a good win. So over the last 4 games, he'll say, well, we've won 2 and drawn 2. I suppose. But the 2 he draw were poor games. Inter are trying to press Liverpool. They're trying to get up enough steam to force Liverpool back to get an opportunity. Here they come. Just on the edge of the box. Goes into the box. Bradley comes across. Bradley gets a foul. Bradley gets his body in front of the ball. Makes the Milan player foul him. So that's it, yep. I won't say it looks like Liverpool have held on, but 6 minutes are nearly up. it's not a question of holding on, I think. Inter Milan didn't really create enough to get back into it, I don't think, in the last 6 minutes, 7 minutes. But here we go. Just a one more chance. Ball is put up high. Szoboszlai tries to let it run out. He does. It's given as a Liverpool throw. Not long left now. We're talking seconds. Never mind the performance. This is a big win and a huge 3 points tonight. Yeah, you can look at it like that. It's a big 3 points for Liverpool. But more so, it's a win. It was a big win for Liverpool. Here they come. Szoboszlai is still running. Wirtz should have gave him the ball earlier. He didn't, but Szoboszlai has it now. He should probably go into the corner. Gives it back to Wirtz. Go into the corner, will you? Should have took the ball into the corner. Yeah, you make a point. It's a big win. But a win, I think it's a win that Arne Slot needed. I think it's a win that Liverpool needed. Whether it will boost confidence, we've had the false dawn of playing well against West Ham and thinking that was, should boost their confidence, and then they didn't perform after that. So hopefully tonight it'll boost Liverpool's confidence. Maybe it'll dampen some of the noise around Mo Salah. See what happens when Liverpool get back to Anfield and get back to training. See what sort of vibe is around that. See whether Mo Salah appears at the weekend against Brighton. That'll be a good indicator as to whether he's in the squad for that day. So we'll see how that goes. So there you go. The final whistle's gone. Liverpool have got the win. They've gone away to Inter Milan. They have beaten them 1-0. They gained the 3 points. Overall, I don't think it was a great game. I think Liverpool did what they could do. I was disappointed in Milan. I don't think Milan probably played to their best. They've been playing pretty well recently. I think Liverpool were possibly playing somewhere near the same level that they have been playing in the last couple of weeks. But this time they got the breaks. They got the goal. They got given a soft penalty, I would suppose, but they did the job. Szoboszlai scored it, and that's it. That's a 1-0 win to Liverpool in the Champions League, and I suppose that's a good result for Liverpool. It's a good result for Arne Slot, and we'll see where it takes us from there. Okay, listen, thanks for joining us. Appreciate the chat. If you'd like to give us a little subscribe and perhaps give us a thumbs up on the video, and you can join us again. I don't know, I was going to do the Brighton game at the weekend, but I think I'm working, so I won't be doing that. But hit the notifications and you'll be able to find out when we're on again next. Alright, look after yourselves, take care and have a good night.